Hey guys, welcome to a new vid. This is going to be the second set of videos in the workout week. This is going to encompass squats, bench focus, and then my strongman slash arms day. So just going into squats here, you noticed on the first workout video I do an SSB on Monday with deadlifts, and that's just for additional squat volume. You use a variation to kind of not tax certain different muscle groups. Obviously you're going to be using the lower body, but this is more so to be a little bit more fresh for these squats in the shoulders and forearm area. I was getting a lot of soreness and uncomfortable fatigue anytime I would do a barbell squat more than once a week. So in order to get that extra stimulus in, I decided to do a variation. And I do a very high bar position just because it's more comfortable. I have like a little bit of a hump in my back, so whenever I do low bar too low, it will like roll up and just pitch me forward, and it's not a pretty sight. So squats are definitely my weakest lift. It's like a balance issue. It's a positioning issue. So I've been working really hard to try to improve my squats. I feel like I have a lot of squat potential that's really untapped just because of how efficient I am out of the hole. So like you'll see me shoot out of the hole, and then the pitch forward is kind of what kills my momentum, and you can kind of see it manifesting here. But with the heavier sets, as I approach 1 rep maxes and stuff, it becomes really evident. So it's been super frustrating over the years. I did squat in Oli shoes, but that was emphasizing the pitch forward just because your heels aren't planted on the ground. There's the shoe in the way that it requires you to be pitched a little bit forward, so it's easier on the ankle and hit depth, but I've transitioned over to flats. I just feel like I can generate more power and more efficient, and I just feel more stable. So just a few different angles here, just kind of like emphasizing that. And I do try to get that bar further down my back, so to speak, so that I can kind of really trap it in between my traps and then lats. So you'll see here my elbow positioning doesn't really change, but it's more of like a chest pitching forward. And so, the less linear the bar path, the less efficient you're going to be when you squat and you leave poundages on the bar. So I'm really trying. I always try to emphasize as much range of motion as possible. So I know that's going to kind of cap my squat out, but so far things have been trending in the right direction. Trying to fix that little mechanic there that's been driving me nuts over these years, but I feel like I'm close. I feel like I'm really getting into my ideal squat form. I've had to go wider in the grip and then slightly wider in the stance, and knock on wood, so far everything's been going pretty well. So second deadlift day of the week, I usually pull sumo, and the same theory again too, though, just using variations in order to get additional stimulus, and then just to hit a few different muscle groups. Again, still using the lower body, but just a lot less lower back intensive, and I can get closer to the bar on sumo. I feel a lot more confident pulling sumo just because obviously range of motion shorter and that bar is closer to you, so there's less shift. And I do this on the stiff bar. When I pull my conventional deadlifts, I'm using a deadlift bar. And so this is just to kind of remind me, the slack pull on a stiff bar to make sure I load all that. And I emphasize the hip shoot. And again, it's a deadlift, so I do my best to reset fully. I'm not trying to have any tension from a previous rep in there, so that I'm purely pulling off the floor, in a full form. I'm treating them like singles, even though they're all in a single set. So you can see here, I'm just kind of emphasizing, and lockout's always been an issue for me too, though. I think it's just a mechanic of just how I'm built. I've got long legs and a pretty short torso, so I'm always going to have to fight that uphill battle. Once my torso becomes less, I don't want to say perpendicular, but parallel with the ground, that's where the issue comes out here. But I've been able to power through, obviously leaving poundage and stuff on the bar, but just trying to work around it. And then just for some added quad work, I was doing leg extension, but I was getting uncomfortable tendonitis just because of the angle, so I switched to goblet squats elevated. And I'm just experimenting here with Oli shoes to get a little bit additional range of motion, and then also the elevated heel. And these are actually the shoes I used to squat high bar in, and it was super. You can see how much easier it is to hit depth, though, obviously, but you are definitely more pitch forward. You're sitting less further back just because you can get to depth easier, but just always emphasizing range of motion, and then just trying to have some degree of control. So second day of the video is going to be my bench structured focus. So this is going to be chest focus, where we're going to do a more traditional competition style bench with more chest accessories. So just trying to work through, get more volume in there with these movements to get better. In the first video, I definitely did close grip bench press for longer range of motion, more tricep work, and then this is definitely a lot more chest focused and a little bit more traditional of what you'd see in a gym. This is where I can put the most amount of weight on the bar. So just warming up here, and I use the same rule with wrist wraps whenever I'm lifting. It's just as I need them, especially at the top sets, just to get used to that and to be able to give myself the best chance of finishing that lift. So bench has been a struggle, as well as squats. I've always been a relatively decent bencher, but to get over my PR and to kind of take it into territory that's elite level has been super difficult. So just trying to get different angles here. I kind of jumped the gun on that pause there, and I corrected there. Sometimes I overthink the bench, and it's just, it's a problem I'm going to have to work on, but this is why I'm filming vids. And one of my favorite accessories is the incline dumbbell bench. And it's definitely gone down in years as I've kind of recompositioned and got more technical and added in more lifts. So just trying to get some extra additional work in there on the incline. I was doing incline barbell and it was just not working for me. I didn't like the angle, shoulder stress, forearm stress, and I just wasn't getting the range of motion that I wanted. So dumbbells will always allow you to kind of manipulate them slowly. You can kind of do that internal rotation in there, which gives you a little extra effort. And then this is the last day of the week. This is my strongman workout. So I usually do log, and I'll do log cleans, then I'll do log presses, and I really enjoy this. This is kind of like my athletic, so to speak, day, and I'm just kind of working up here. Lately, I've been just working up to a heavy single and then doing back offsets, just because the volume with these dynamic compound movements is a little bit difficult. You'll see there I kind of jumped the gun and slipped and reassessed my form and fixed that. So tip on this is try to keep your elbows high. I didn't notice that I normally don't keep them that high. They should be almost like you're you're almost looking like a spider or a crab when your elbows are flared out, and they should be perpendicular to your quads and everything. So side view here to give a little bit more context, and chest does get in the way, and if I'm not fully technical with this, I can struggle. You'll see there's a little bit of chalk on my chest, and I've noticed because of the shirt that I wear, I mean, these are super comfortable and cheap, so that's why I go with it. They can get some slippage, so I usually chalk the bar, and then I'll chalk my shirt just to kind of, as I get sweatier, to give myself a little bit more surface resistance to be able to maintain that bar and then finish the lift. So yeah, just a bunch of different angles here, and I do these beltless just because I feel like the belt impedes my ability to generate speed, and so it has most likely impeded my ability to clean. But I like speed, I like momentum. If I don't have it, I tend to lose the lift. So I've just been accepting, so to speak, my fate of going beltless on this. So I do the clean and press after the fact. So I'll go with the lower weight here with the belt, just because, obviously you can clean more than you can clean and press. So just kind of working on them as separate movements and then just trying to be technical. I've got a problem with my elbows where I'll quick lockout and it doesn't look like I'm locking out, so I'm trying to overemphasize that and then also not lose my balance. So anytime I'm pressing in the traditional push press sense, I'm gonna have to relearn that form. I'm better at strict pressing, honestly. Obviously I can push press more though, but I don't feel as confident just because of the potential to lose a lift there, and so I kind of lost it there and was kind of mad. So I usually just will do my sets until I am satisfied with them. I usually do 2 back off sets on the cleans, and then I will try to do 3 working sets of the push press, and I'll calculate that out number wise, and then if it's not working, I'll just do what I can and then move on and then evaluate for the next week. But you can see here I'm really waiting to coordinate all of that pressing after the clean. I'm just really trying to get good at the push press, and I feel like once I do that, I can get a lot of weight up there, way more than I can on overhead press. So some more angles here. And when you're a bigger guy and you've got a thicker core, big chest and back, it can be a little bit difficult. So you have to make sure you're in position. But these cleans are honestly looking better. I used to get stuck. I'm having to place the log a little bit higher and then just kind of working around it. And then I'll take my time with the presses to really coordinate, get my thoughts together. And this is a little bit of a harder workout. So here's the workout from these last 3 days. You keep following me. We're going to do more technical stuff as we get more comfortable with this. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next vid. Thanks for watching.